There are clashes, there are thoughts which don't match. How has been the journey for three of you?
So the only reason that we are all still connected and are bound so strongly now is because all our visions are right.
So what strength does each one of you bring to the table?
Yeah, strength-wise, she's good at communication and marketing.
Okay.
She's good at, very strong at planning, designing, admin, and I'm good at sites.
What has been your way of getting clients to your
I think
firm?
mostly it is individual preferences that have really worked, and then one client leads to another, another leads to the next.
Are you comfortable doing either, or you are like more to the client, no, let us do with what we are comfortable rather than getting into something else?
We are not very rigid because what happens, it could get misunderstood. So we keep it open. We tell them that this is the person who gives us and has been giving us the best service over the past XYZ years, and we strongly recommend them. So that just builds confidence because we are vouching for those teams and vendors.
Most angry amongst three of you?
How to answer?
Point. Okay, so we are here for the season 2 of Connecting the Dots. Today are a set of 3 people, my favorite 3 people, because they work together, create a design specific for the customer, which tells their story. That is design story. So we have Jayna, Udita and Mitesh with us. Full disclosure, they also designed my house a few years back. Okay, so that's why they are my favorite, and we know each other for 10 plus years now.
Close to 2 decades.
Close to 2 decades. So thank you first of all for coming and being part of this podcast.
No, thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. So the first conversation that we're going to start is what brought you all through together, 3 of you together, because I know the personalities are very different. Jayna is quiet, Mitesh is very quiet, and Udita is not so quiet.
When you say opposites attract, right? This is a true example of that.
So because I know all 3 of you, when I did my check, right, background check, all 3 of you have done from 3 different colleges.
Yeah.
Studied from different, so there was no matching except from where you worked
Absolutely.
together. So what was the connection that made you, okay, why not only 2 of you? Why why
was
go
the
alone?
dynamics, honestly. When we worked in a previous design firm, it's how we clicked. It's how our wavelengths matched in terms of design aesthetics and understanding each other's temperament. When it comes to it.
I think temperament is the most important.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And the fact that in some way we always had our ideas aligned. That was our biggest reason to even consider thinking that we can make this work.
Okay.
And well,
So who was the one person who instigated, who started we should do it?
so
Because
when
there
I-
would be one person who would have started that
so
conversation.
when I left, I was the first person to leave the design firm.
Okay.
And then I used to closely work with Mitesh. So I told Mitesh, you got to come in. And he's like, he closely worked with Jayna. So he's like, no. So he's like, okay, but then let's talk to her as well. And then it just happened. The 3 of us happened to talk. And the day we were talking, we were discussing this. You will not believe, we got our first call from a client saying that, hey, I heard you've left your firm. Are you starting on your own?
Yes.
And we were sitting in a cafe and discussing, like, Jayna, how do we go about this? And we're like, oh my God, this is a sign. And that's how it all began.
So, but you said the temperament of each other is different, and still that connected all of you. But has that, because now this firm has been there for 10 years plus? How many years? 12?
11 years.
11 years. How has the dynamics been for 11 years? And now I'm going to let Jayna or Mitesh speak. And that's why I started first with quiet, very quiet, and not so quiet. Okay. So yeah, Jayna, so this journey of 11 years, because as partners, it's one of the most difficult things. I mean, within the family, sometimes there's so much problems happen when you work in a firm, and like we do. There are clashes, there are thoughts which don't match. How has been the journey through three of you together, and whether Mitesh is the binding point for the two women together?
That role always keeps changing. It does not have to be just one person. It always keeps changing within the three of us. And as you rightly said, there would be anytime ups and downs in any partnership. This is a professional one. There is always a back thing at home also. But the other person has to understand that there is a reason why this is coming, and we all are aligned to our vision that we want to make sure that our firm grows and grows bigger. So the only reason that we are all still connected and are bound so strongly now is because all our visions are aligned. So I think that is very short to say that just because we look in the same direction, it's not like all three of us sitting in three other directions.
So Mitesh, has there never been any argument or fight?
Is there any week without the argument? You should ask that. Is there any week or any day without argument? You should ask.
So what is generally the argument about?
See, it's always about a very particular small thing. Once you match the wavelength and ethics and your thought process is same, then it's hardly matters the point of a very, very, very micro thing where I look at different way, or Udita has some different point of view, because we are in a creative field, so there is nothing which is 100% concrete or right thing, right? I think that where red is red, and sometimes red may come to the blue or white. So that,
red is red, but red can be crimson red.
Red does that. But my eyes are also sometimes red is not red. When I talk to Udita,
red can look maroon also.
Yeah, that's it. Somebody is from my
and
side.
Somebody who has an evening problem, usko raat ko kuch aur bhi dikhta hoga.
No, that luckily we don't have that evening problem. But yeah, once you have the the moral ground, the basic ground is clear now, then hardly micro level argument. You cannot say argument.
No spark.
And listen, that means we are not growing. How can we be so stagnant, right?
True. But in when a client comes to you, and this we speak to for so many design firms, because there are three different people who have three different personalities. Do you all work on one project together, or let's say there's one set of client which Jayna handles, there's another set of client which Udita, and there's a third set of client which Mitesh handles, or all of you work together on one client, or it's segregated as per client? How does that dynamic work?
So on any project, there are two of us, that's for sure.
Okay.
So we all have the flexibility in terms of time, in terms of travel, in terms of understanding. So it happens as per the first is always the reference that the client comes through. So that person's always on the project. Next is understanding after our first meeting, when we understand the client dynamics, we understand the client how they are, we decide which is the second partner that comes on the project.
Okay.
And also depending on the location. So if either of us are doing multiple projects in South Bombay or in the suburbs, so our commute also gets worked out in that way. We also juggle our schedules and our projects between that.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what strength does each one of you bring to the table?
Please, somebody else.
Yes. We'll start with Mitesh this time.
Yeah.
What is the strength with each one of you? Okay, let's not talk about your strength. For you, talk about what their strength and weaknesses are for that matter.
That's a difficult one, but strength-wise, she's good at communication and marketing.
Okay.
She's very strong at planning, designing, admin, and I'm good at sites.
Well, he's answered for all three of us.
So anyone else has a different view on this?
No, we are always on the same page.
Okay, so
we're very clear. Anything to do with social media, and Jayna, please figure it out. Hence, you'll end up seeing the less of two.
I thought it would be the opposite, like where Udita is like the face of the social media or the firm.
Listen, kitna kar?
Because I know, I mean, I follow her on her personal Instagram, and sometimes I feel she's less an architect and more a travel blogger.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's the second option which we have keep giving her, that Udita, you have an option possible here. We don't have any second option.
True. So, I mean, like you said, two of you work on the same project, and how is, like, for example, as a client, how does the client approach you in terms of, because today when a client is doing, let's say, a 3 BHK, 4 BHK, a villa, they look at, couple of firms, three firms. How does one, let's say you get your clients coming in? Is it through only references, or has social media worked for you? What has been your way of getting clients to your
I think
firm?
mostly it is individual references that have really worked, and then one client leads to another, another leads to the next, or even the same client has come to us for the second home or an third, like
Yeah.
a like
Or
an
office.
office or something or the other, or their references have strongly worked, their word of mouth has really worked, made differences for us. Social media, I don't think has really helped us pull a client, but it has made our presence stronger in the market. People know us as Mitesh, Udita, Jayna, but as a firm, like the three of us being together, Design Story is getting its importance a lot after the social media presence that we have started creating.
I think social media itself has now become the new website.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
I think website अभी लोग कम जाते हैं, and if
I think
people
you're
want to check more about you, it's
Yeah.
go on Instagram and see what they are doing, kind of thing. So most of you, like you said, it's all through references
So, Karan,
which you
we
get.
strongly believe in relations. We strongly believe in building a rapport. So, for us, your one project doesn't stop our communication or our interaction with you. At ghar ho gaya,
Hmm.
fees ho gaye, that's end. No, we want to build that up. We are actually wanting to know people. We are trying to make those bonds so that we are so strong that you will recommend us to someone else. We are strongly banking on word of mouth because we are about building relations, and we are catering to design based on your personal. Yes, showing our design aesthetics is very important, but eventually it is your home, right? So we are catering to every individual in so much personal and individual detail. More means more to us over anything else, and hence all our contacts for the past decade have only been a reference to a reference over and over
It
again.
is
Yeah.
always a ripple effect that we've
Yeah.
experienced till now.
And we take a lot of pride that,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is a client's third, fourth, fifth project. That is literally
Yes.
our thing of achievement.
So like you spoke about, you create story for every
Individual.
for every individual, and that's how the firm name comes. But is there a particular design language that you speak to, or it's absolutely flexible in terms of individual preference rather than you sticking to one kind of?
So we've seen a lot of other architects work where they stick to their own design. So the person who's living there does not get their own space feel till the time they start living there.
Okay.
Now, in the process, when somebody is creating a home with us, they are connected since the day one, since it is their home that gets it. Like their thoughts are getting converted to reality, but their thoughts are very eclectic. They are here, there, everywhere. How to bring them together? How to make that look like a compressed file or like a whole portfolio coming for them together makes us a design story.
True. So, all these, clients coming in, is there a filter that you guys put that, okay, first, because, sometimes you might, or rather, let me put it, is there a limit to putting how many sites you will do at a time?
Oh,
Let's,
no.
or is like, okay, even if I'm doing 10 sites at a time, I am okay with it. Or my follow-up question was that, does having too many sites affect your creativity, that it becomes very mundane, or it becomes like a repetitive kind of thing, or does creativity not hampered by the number of sites that you do?
See, when you do a residence in a personal home night, it never stops because everybody likes to incorporate their thoughts, and then it's challenging part also, and it's the best part about our field also. Like, you convert their thoughts into reality, right? So it's never monotonous. But yeah, sometimes it's when that time that three of us combo comes, when sometimes I repeat myself on some issues or some corners. Then Jayna comes in a picture, ये तो हो गया यार, अभी क्या कर रहा है, कुछ नया सोच. और Udita, when two of us are tired, like, let's do it. And Udita jumps into, hey, let's do this.
To answer your question, like, we can never say there are too many projects, because no project starts or ends at the same timeline. Okay. So taking in a project, even though we've taken in a project today, we don't know your end or your start date. So we've never so far, we've been very, very lucky that we've been able to juggle the multiple work projects that are coming in. Also because we have the luxury of banking on the other two at any point, right?
True.
So that just helps us out manage those stress levels, manage those projects and the timelines. So never say no to the
Never say no.
Opportunity that's
Opportunity,
coming your way.
yes, and it is not a random person coming to us to begin with.
Yes.
It is a reference that's coming to us. So
So
there's
so
very
saying no also
seldom
becomes.
I don't think we've ever said no to anyone. We probably may have told clients that if you are okay, we are okay to starting
Start
a
at a
project after 20 days or after 15 days.
Okay.
That is the only thing that we probably ever requested, just so that we are giving justice to them and their premise.
This, when you talked about stress levels, for an average, for every Indian, the what is the dream? The dream is कि मैं घर खरीदूँ. And then it comes on to the architect, interior designer कि वो घर को संवारना है and उसका dream home बनाना है. So the amount of there's a pressure, right? Do you feel the stress of that pressure when somebody has so much aspirations and hopes also put in you, that
that's the pressure
that
we
home
are
has to
loving.
become a dream home?
But
But have you ever felt that pressure maybe at the start of your career and now you're just used to it when you started off your career?
Karan, what happens? Everybody is doing the home probably for the first time.
Yeah.
Or maybe when they are teens and their parents would have handled it, but then eventually when they're in the 40s or something. The thing is, since they are doing it for the first time, they are always hyper. But we've been doing it, it's a daily thing. We always are the ones who say, stay calm, don't worry, things will happen. So we have to be those pacifiers in this situation, where we always are telling clients, just stay calm, it will happen. This is the process. Even if there is something that is broken at the fag end, we know how to take care of it, but you don't need to worry. You enjoy the process of making your home coming into reality and your dream home coming into reality. So just relax. So that's how we can just.
So even
take
when
it
you
easy.
began your careers, you never felt that stress of finalizing the.
Or when we started off on our own.
Yeah, of course. On your own, or even when you were
no,
working.
while working for others, no, not really.
Okay, the axe was not on your neck.
Yeah, we are delivering for someone else,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Though we are working, we're putting in a lot of hard work and a lot of hours, it is still not your baby at the end of it. When we started on our own, our first few projects, we were on a fire, like, oh my God, because we have to prove ourselves, right? Because this is our stepping stone. This is what's going to be shown out to someone else for us to get it. So then it used to be, but this is like 11 years back. Though there used to be anxieties of
different
kinds, but never that we would not be able to deliver someone's dream.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are working with them so closely and we are taking it as so passionately as our thing to give them or to meet every need of theirs, that that was never fulfilling someone's dream was not a concern. It's like, oh my God, timeline, or how will this be achieved to their specification and budget? Like, those were the concerns. never delivering a
Yeah.
A dream home.
yeah.
No, I mean, of course, when you start a new firm, you know, that anxiety in terms of whether you'll succeed, not succeed, are the bigger question marks. But I think,
You cannot
No, but,
fail.
Also, Karan, the thing is, though we would have started then, but we were all good with experience.
Of course.
We didn't started it as an.
it was not your first.
Yeah, it was never
Not your first
Though
thing.
our first project, when we accomplished it as a firm, it was really thrilling. Oh
Mhm.
wow, we did this. Like it was really exciting when we finished our first project. This is like we made it. Like So now the first thing went right, then everything else went just falling in place. So it was.
So that
never-
was always an upward thought. We
Yeah.
never even thought that this will not work.
Not
Like not even
that never
once,
came into your.
Not
No,
once
no.
did we think that, oh my god, how are we going to figure this out? Oh my god, how are we going to figure our staff, our rents, our XYZ? It was just like, okay, this is going to happen. It is meant to happen, and we are going to work together.
But in professionals, like we see, especially from a creative point of view, one of the issues that new firms face is the business, the admin side of work, because of course you are excellent in the creative part, but you have never worked on the business side of the business. Has that ever been a challenge for you? अरे ये हमने कर दिया, खर्चा हो गया, and we are running into losses. Who takes care of the?
Touch wood, no.
That-
Touch wood, nah.
Does any one of you specifically take care of the business part of seeing that things are in right shape? he बेचारा takes care of the execution also.
No, we are also there.
Exactly.
Also. But we are
Not
like,
like that.
we always tell Mitesh, when are you gifting us? When are going to, okay, give us something bigger. What are you doing? And he's like,
No increments this year.
No increments this year. So yeah, he keeps us
in check.
in check. Otherwise, I think we are at different platforms.
Mitesh, anything different to say from what Udita is
100%
saying?
right, 100%.
So you do the majority of the
Majority
dirty
of that.
part of the
Not
business.
dirty part, but the calculative part.
Uh-huh,
You can
the
say that the
calculative.
calculative
The
part.
numbers are.
But luckily, God was so kind with us that it was never the major digit problem. But yeah, she is always pulling my
We
leg.
are
right
always hammering him, right?
Yeah.
Get on this, get on this. We make him do all this stressful
Stressful.
number
the
counting.
number crunching.
Yeah.
Number.
You figure it out. We want this. Now figure it out.
So when a new client comes to you, do you do any like a kind of a questionnaire with them? You give them, okay, can you tell us these what are your tastes? As a formal kind of thing, or it's just a very informal, casual?
We used to keep it formal, Karan, but things started really becoming Monday.
Okay.
Like ticking. They got annoyed. Like, what
Okay.
is this?
Hmm.
8 pages list, 10 pages list. What are you guys doing?
It was an
Okay.
8-page questionnaire.
So we said, okay, let's take a step back. Let's keep it as casual as possible.
Okay.
Let them open up however, whenever they want to.
We were still
Okay.
following the bookish way, na?
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we realized the impersonal
So you-
conversations are much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you technically learn from wherever you start, you grow, then you keep editing. So that's the way we all work. Like learn, grow, learn and
We
grow,
are
learn,
always still-
revise and
still
grow,
growing.
learn, revise and grow. In those revisions, we make many revisions of layouts.
So have you ever said no to a client? Ever?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Impractical expectations with Instagram and Pinterest reels or references. That's when we say, listen, let's come to reality. Let's see what is possible, but not in a very straightforward no, but in a nicer way no.
Yeah, I think, of course, everything has its plus and minus, and I think Instagram is something which is also.
Instagram and Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Everybody is like browsing.
Yeah, we get a lot of customers coming in who will bring up Pinterest photo. अरे ये same wallpaper हमें बना के दे दो. That kind of.
Come on, we also get our clients on that. Match this print.
match this print.
Listen.
Very recent.
Correct. Very recent one.
Very recent.
So, these, as we beat social media, and now you have a new thing which is coming in is AI.
Oh.
The next big thing which is happening. Are these things which you use positively, which you are or neutral to it, or where you have a negative take on them in terms of helping you in your work or being a problem
No,
to
no,
your
no. We are
work
taking
or
it
creativity?
positively because that's the way to go.
Okay.
We cannot not be in with what's happening. You have to accept the new things that are happening. Also, though all three of us are very, very traditional in our approach and we go by certain way, we still are adapting and moving with time. We have to accept what clients are bringing to the table. The way design is going, yes, AI spits out things in less than 20 minutes, where we are taking 4 days to still come up with those designs, right? But that is where we are.
An individual, that is
Yeah.
where a human touch comes in picture. When you take
And
2 days,
personal, yeah.
personal touch, when you're listening, the way a perception from, I mean, whatever you say, an AI would understand in a different way, but what you say, an individual, three of us sitting here would take it in a different way. That is where a human touch is required, and we know that we'll always have an upper hand to an AI, because person is not coming to us for an AI based design. They are coming to us for how Mitesh is looking at it, how Udita is looking at it, or how I'm looking at
I
it.
think AI is best only to give replies back.
Data crunching. No, I mean, and with AI or for that matter, even Pinterest, has obviously changing the way things are, and technology is evolving. But I think one of the smartest things which designers are doing, and when we ask quite a few, is adaptation or adopting all these new techniques to get better
Yes.
in your work. And like you rightly said, what things we cannot do in 4 hours or 5 hours, if something helps you in doing in 15 minutes, then why not?
Expedites, yeah.
So I mean, I know you have had clients. You not only work in India, but you also work for clients out of India. How has that journey been, or it's again been a reference journey? And how has things, when you did this international thing, how has that been an experience for you? Because very few designers are doing it, but I think you have done successfully. So, what has been your experience of doing that, and also, of course, managing it sitting in India?
So we've honestly been very, very lucky with the
Yes.
clients we've got. Yes, there have been references again, but the way it has happened for us is the teams that we landed up meeting made our communication very, very seamless. And also because we are so strong with figuring out things on paper and getting our 3Ds up. So even though we make our visits monthly when we are doing our international projects, things are falling in place because of the details and drawings in place. So that just helps us and the teams that are there, because internationally teams don't go from India.
Yeah.
There are local teams. We are also getting to learn different ways, different materials, and how they work. So, depending on the country that we are working in, there are times that projects are going at snail pace and they are okay with it. And there are places where things literally what you see gets delivered within 2 months.
Okay.
So it's been really nice. So there hasn't been a problem
In
so
fact, those
far.
clients have been now very close. We are like, we can vouch on them like just a call away, or they are also knowing that we have their older drawings or older things, so they can all do it data. They can always call us back saying that, listen, I need some modification, or I need some help here. And so that's what we developed. That the first thing what she rightly said is the relationship, or the way one can approach us, the ease to approach us.
Yeah.
So
We started like a small laboratory project extending to an office.
16,000 square feet.
Yeah, extending to a villa. So that's how the progress has been. Imagine, from a laboratory to an office space to a villa. So that's how personal it got for us.
So, you made an interesting point right now about that vendors. Now, one of the common things which, especially in India, it happens is, and where designers, and sometimes this becomes a conflict with the customers, is where you like to work with your own set of vendors whom you have confidence in terms of deliverance, quality, and then the client comes who says, no, I want to work on मैं उससे price अच्छा निचोड़ के लूँगा, and does that kind of because you are also into a lot of execution, how does that work for are you comfortable working doing either, or you are like more to the client, no, let us do with what we are comfortable rather than getting into something else?
See, it's about basic outcome or a 100% of the final product what we are looking at. Once one few meeting, you realize that he will be able to deliver, or they will be able to deliver or not. Once we are okay to use multiple contractors or multiple teams or vendors, but yeah, there is always a comfort zone with the our set of a team. But there was never the challenge that kind. Once you realize after few meetings, you can gauge them, right?
Okay, so you tell the customer beforehand only whether you feel that
So we
vendor
always
will be able to
recommend
happen or
our
not.
strong vendors and teams, but we are not very rigid, because what happens, it could get misunderstood. So we keep it open. We tell them that this is the person who gives us and has been giving us the best service over the past XYZ years, and we strongly recommend them. So that just builds confidence, because we are vouching for those teams and vendors. So we are giving the client that confidence in the teams we are working with, the vendors we are working with. But we are also keeping it open to them to get someone new. They eventually realize that going with a designer's reference is always the right thing to do. But there are times you have to let them realize a few things as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
This you, I mean, it's great to have this flexibility which you are having, and at the same time, because you face this issue as vendors also. When architects come, and then you have clients who will, नहीं मेरे को ये same चीज दूसरे यहाँ भी देखना है, and third years भी देना है, and then of course it creates a little bit of hotspot. But I think that having that flexibility is good to a certain extent, as long as any vendor can deliver what your creative process is there. So we have been going through in terms of ideas. What is your, when you take up a project, where do you look for inspirations? Where do you look when you have, let's say, sometimes in writing you have this writing block. Do you ever go through that creative block कि यार मेरे को नए ideas नहीं आ रहे, और नई ideas नहीं आ रहे तो मैं कहाँ जाके inspire हूँ, or because of your travel you keep getting inspired everywhere you go.
For me, what I see through my travels is something that clicks, or what I feel that how I would like this space to be for myself. I always put myself in that situation. If I'm sitting here, what is the feel I want? How do I want to get the feeling of calmness, happiness, or the excitement? That's how usually I take it forward whenever I'm stuck in a spot.
Okay, what about you, Mitesh? What is your
My reading corner with my books,
Okay.
even if it's not related to my work. But yeah, once I finish one of the books, and then some or the other way something pop-ups, and I
Just
came out
from
of
the
that.
spiritual aspect. for
So
sure.
basically disconnecting
From the
the routine
routine.
and doing something else which brings. What about you, Jayna? What has been your creative
I
process?
think for me, whenever there are some details given, just putting them in place and then realizing that how well it can function. But of course, that what she said, that how I would like to experience this entire thing, even if I want, say, a chair here or something here, but my transition to this place, how I would like to flow within that space, that gets us somewhere closer to what the designs come to reality for us.
And our endless conversations, the travel conversations, whenever we are commuting from one zone to another, one place to another, I think we are always interacting with each other, giving each other
Details or something.
That okay, this is what we discussed, what do you think about it? And that's how quick we are. Even if we've left from a site, the next call will go to either one of them to discuss, and this is what happened, this is my thought on it, what do you think about it?
I think in business, having a sounding board is an important part of growth, because not only somebody as a yes person who will just keep saying yes, yes, you are right, but somebody will also say no when you are wrong, that you are wrong. You know, otherwise if it's just did I touch a nerve there? Okay, so we go on to our next section.
We told you, right? We
What?
are pacifiers. So we are pacifiers for each other.
Acha, you're pacifiers. So when somebody is
Hyper.
So who's the CCO here, Chief Calming Officer, who calms other people down?
I too cannot say that. Very seldom. I'm the hyper one. But yeah.
Okay, so next section we are going to the rapid fire, which is called the fast forward section. You know, Marshalls turns 50 this year. It's a golden,
Amazing.
it's a golden jubilee for us, and it's not just about the past, but what we are going to do in the future, and that's why we call it 50 forward rather than just looking at the back. So that's why this section is called fast forward. We're going to ask you a few questions, and let's see what kind of answers all three of you give, and yeah, see how it tallies with all three of you. So if it's yes or no, it is
A and B.
yeah, A is yes, B is no.
Okay.
If it's a multiple, I mean two choice, then
Just flip
first
it.
one is A and second one is B. Okay, so the rapid fire questions.
You better get it right. Huh?
Okay, which is more lucrative, residential or commercial?
So how do you say that?
A is residential is A, commercial is B. Okay, all right, all tally. Form or function?
So function is B.
Function is B. Okay, so Jayna is more aesthetic and the other is more functional. Okay, better customer to work with, decisive or experimental?
This experiment.
Experiment.
No, that is the A is decisive.
No, experimental.
I'm happy with the
You said
design.
So
Vice versa.
what I'm getting right now is both of them are in sync. Jayna, you are working a little
No.
different.
It's not like that. See, difference attract each other.
Okay, morning thinker or night owl? Okay, all three morning. Yeah,
7 o'clock. So if one of us doesn't, why has that person not answered me?
Has any client ever criticized your design? And criticized means criticized.
So that's yes.
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 Okay, and how have you taken it?
Very well. But they have also come back, right?
Yeah, after all the criticism that they can do on this earth.
Monochrome or bold colors? Okay.
That's how variety in our firm only.
Open spaces or cozy nooks? You said you liked sitting in the cozy nooks.
but now for myself, open spaces.
Designing.
Designing.
इसको धोखा चाहिए सारा।
जगह चाहिए. Okay. Coffee table books or Pinterest boards? Again, don't really third in there.
No problem. It's okay.
Chandeliers or recessed lighting? Finally, Mitesh and Jayna tally and Udita is different.
No chandelier, Udita. Really?
Okay,
I am
vintage.
OCD.
No, for client.
He
I'm
wants to
super
make us-
But for client, yeah. This is for client, right?
Yeah.
Not for
I'm
yourself.
totally paranoid about cleaning.
But I think we have.
Cobwebs. अरे
But we have installed maximum chandelier.
अरे what about यार वो फिल्मों में नहीं वो chandelier गिर
हाँ, we have done
No, but ऐसे chandeliers के लिए and cleaning के लिए तेरे को ही follow up होता है.
Okay, vintage or modern?
Modern. Sorry.
Design minimalism or bold? Okay.
All three in sync.
नहीं you said
नहीं,
A.
नहीं,
Okay.
हाँ, वो
I think this is a trend I'm noticing. All girls are like bold and guys are like minimalism.
काम करना रहता है
कुछ भी पर रात में
He's talking about trend ना.
Okay. Most angry amongst three of you?
how to answer
Point.
simple है
Calmest amongst three of you?
that
That yeah.
Most hardworking amongst three of you?
No.
all three we can direct ourselves.
Okay. So, one last thing was your favorite architect or designer in contemporary, which is a running firm as of now.
Current running for.
Yeah. Any contemporary from whose designs you like?
It depends on
or
a
have
project
got
to project,
Yeah,
not
I mean,
specifically
any particular project or designer whom you really like in terms of creativity.
You want to go for?
Not that I can put one name on conversation, but there are so many.
You can
there
put-
are really good people whom we've been seeing doing different work. In fact, I would not want to put one name. It's going to be like, you know.
What diplomatic answers,
Ah.
Jayna?
But yeah, Gujarat based, like especially that zone based architects are really doing good work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I truly like Sanjay Puri's work. I do like how he gets his forms, his structures up, and then that husband and wife duo.
There are many.
The 100 times on Instagram is popping up. Okay, this needs to be sorry,
This needs to be kept. This definitely needs to be kept.
Oh yeah, that alphabet wala couple
Alphabet?
is
I only know ZZ.
And A to Z.
no that Pune based couple, yeah. He does good work.
Okay, we'll Google that up.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a rapid fire question.
But that you edit, huh?
Okay, so a couple of things before we close. Of course, what is your things that you use on walls? It's a question personal to me as well. So, what is your different things that you like
Come on,
using
you
on the
cannot even
walls?
ask us that question
Yeah.
with the amount of clients we are getting in here.
Yeah.
So that question is redundant.
You know that in April there are more than like all our clients are sitting here. They're sitting next to each other.
Okay,
and
so-
talking.
So after like marble, if there is no stone cladding, it is by default.
Wallpaper.
Wallpaper.
So, what type of wallpaper, or what is that in terms of design, texture? What is that your look that you prefer?
So first of all, we don't like any bare walls.
Okay.
If it is a flat wall, it has to be
Wallpaper.
a wallpaper. And then when it comes to accent walls, it is all genuinely depends on client taste.
Yeah, so simpler ones or with sheens or which give some definition to a bare wall. Like walls look dead in a plain form. When there are wallpapers, they add some depth, some detail,
Some
some
character.
warmth or character. And so we always are having wallpapers everywhere. You cannot question that to us.
And we love
And
our
now-
sheen, right? You know that.
Yes.
And now
The
you have
bling.
you have the printing option available
Yes.
for us. So we come with a lot of things with
Now
you
it's
guys,
like
but
You had this famous line, "Mera wala color."
Ha.
Now we have like "Mera wala design"
Mera wala
also. Apart from the color, also that we can.
but
do.
really printing thing has worked well, and you guys are doing phenomenal job in that. So
True. Thank you so much for that. In this, you started as, I think you did your interior design courses in the mid 2000s.
no, starting 2000.
No.
Starting 2000.
2000.
Acha, 2000. The Y2K year.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that was a time when interior design was not a big fad, right? It was not a great career choice. And, when I
Oh,
also
yeah.
started work in the late 90s, there was hardly any client which used to come with an architect. Matlab, who is coming with an architect, that means he is uber rich.
Correct.
Otherwise, nobody used to come. And that trend has changed in the last 10 or 12 years.
true.
But when you did your this, what was that made you come into this field in 2000 when nobody else was going in this field? What was the trigger for you? What was your badlav moment which made you come?
To join interior design.
Yes.
Oh, as a child, I've seen my grandfather, who was an architect.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So that is what was my inclination. And then I think life just happened. Like, that's how it. Because in general, creativity or being a creative person was my thing. Like, everything needs to have a design. Nothing can be just picked and or whether it's dressing myself or setting up a room as a child had to have some creativity, had to have something that was different from what the 10 other friends would have. That's probably what led.
So I mean, you could have become a fashion designer as well. Why interior design? Because your grandfather inspired you.
No, it's spaces. It's basically how I like to live, how I like to travel, how I like to see things. It's basically that is what inclines me more. Like, even today when I go to some place, when even while I'm sitting in this room, I'm constantly observing every corner. Every small thing is observed. So yes, fashion designing could have been my thing, but it is the larger volumes, the forms, the larger spaces that attract me more.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about you, Jayna? What inspired you to get
I
into
think
this
I've
field?
answered this once before in connecting the dots.
Okay, you did, but we'll
Revive it.
revive it.
So okay, how do I put it? I was just going through a newspaper and I saw my earlier bosses, and that's when I felt I'm going to work with them. And I was studying, what do we say, commerce then. For some reason, things just changed, and I felt no, I would want to change my stream.
Okay.
And yeah, things changed. So maybe it was a deja vu.
So that the badlav moment was seeing your boss's photos,
Maybe.
future boss's photos. What about you, Mitesh?
They were mentors more than.
True. What about you, Mitesh?
For me, I don't want to do repetitive work, like, the typical thing. So that was the best thing to have something creative. And I was not that too artistic person as a person. So this was from my eldest brother or family. I got inspired, like, you can try this.
Okay.
And I did pretty well.
And you did pretty well. All right. I think we had a great talk together. I mean, we have known each other for a very long time, and of course, we keep meeting each other, but we have never sat down
That's true.
and talk like this. So this podcast also gave us the opportunity of having a sit down and knowing each one of you better, and understand each one of you better and the dynamics. Because for a lot of people who are starting out new, especially partnership firms, understanding the dynamism and how to work with each other is probably needs the most skill, diplomacy, understanding
More
each
than
other,
anything, respect.
and respect and honesty to each other. And I think then you can become a great partnership. And I think all three of you are standing and vouching for that. So thank you so much for doing
Thank
this
you.
podcast and coming over. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Cheers.